Welcome to News9 Live and you are watching On Point with me. On Tuesday, armed miscreants attacked the residence of Khoirom Loyalapka of a daily Manipuri vernacular. The unknown assailants came in a vehicle and fired gunshots at his residence. The armed miscreants fired approximately 6 shots at the residence. Loyalapka was not at home at the time of the attack. Upon receiving the report, a team from the nearby police station, accompanied by bomb experts, arrived on the spot and initiated an investigation. In response to the incident, the All Manipur Working Journalists Union and the Editors Guild of Manipur held an emergency meeting at the Manipur Press Club, condemning the attack and calling for swift action. Another incident of violence took place in Manipur, where a 47-year-old man was reportedly tortured to death by miscreants on July 15th. A police investigation is underway to uncover the details of this heinous crime. Family members and relatives of the man called on the authorities to expedite the investigation and immediately bring those responsible to justice. Chief Minister Biren Singh also took cognizance of the incident and in a social media post said that it has been resolved with the support and cooperation of COCOMI and UNC, and a suspected individual in the murder has been apprehended. Biren Singh said various pressing issues, including recent tragic incident involving the killing of Mechak, a resident of the Kangcho village, was discussed. This unfortunate incident has been resolved with the support and cooperation of COCOMI and UNC. A suspected individual has been apprehended, and we are working to ensure that all others involved in this heinous act will be brought to justice and punished accordingly. Manipur keeps witnessing sporadic violence every now and then. This raises a pertinent question. What is the situation in context of the security grid? Is there a problem of security grid? Is there an issue of complementarity? On this issue, I have people who understand that area. I am joined by P.K. Mishra, former ADG, CRPF and former Inspector General of BS Manipur. I am also being joined by Lieutenant Colonel, retired Shanti Kumar Sapam, Assam Rifles, and Boru Thokchom, journalist and filmmaker. But I will straight away go to Mr. Mishra first. Sir, fundamentally, what is the problem with the grid in context of complementarity, whereby forces can work in tandem, in cooperation, and in complete trust of each other?
Yes, Karthika, I can well tell you. Fine, I was not additional DG CRPF, I was additional DG BSF. I can well tell you, we are having very good cooperation in all the operations which are taking place in Jammu and Kashmir, whereas perhaps it is lacking. There is some problem in Manipur, because you see, we have the moment any Bangladesh intruder he comes, he is being captured, or anybody from Pakistan, a militant comes and suppose Roda, what is happening? It is all flashed. And just now you see last 2 days what has happened in Manipur. Every day violence is taking place. And you were asking about the security grid. Definitely. We have problem in Manipur. I can well tell you, it is not only the official figure of 10,000 Myanmaris who have come and settled there. It's more than 40,000 who have penetrated, and most of them are having arms. And another fact is, the fulcrum has been shifted to Jiribam. We have one MLA, a Bangladesh Pangal MLA. I am sorry to tell that, in fact, he's supporting the group of cookies to again have violence in Jiribam, and Jiribam is now having problem. So everywhere you find that if somebody goes to Churachandpur even now, you will come to know as if a war was fought there. We have lost more than 200 civilians and many security forces there, all from Assam Rifles, CRPF, BSF and Manipur Police. But why it cannot come to, we cannot control it? Somehow it is lacking. You see, the points are, main thing is poppy cultivation. The money, even this year also about 700 to 1,000 acres of land they were cultivated, and Kuki militants, they are going to earn more than 60,000 crores out of this, and this is what they will continue their arms smuggling for Myanmar. So far, Myanmar border is not yet fully fenced, and BOP-wide concentration of troops and deployment, it is still not there. So many gaps are there. And I hope there is no coordination of troops, particularly which has to be there, maybe of Assam Rifle, maybe of CRPF or BSF, Manipur Police. We should have a proper coordination.
There is one thing, sir. If you look at the statements, Mr. Mishra, I'm going to come to you. If you look at the statements which come from Manipur, I'll go to Mr. Shantikumar Sapam. It's always in context of joint operation. It's always in context that one civil society will say that, well, we will not cooperate with them. They are the ones who are harming us. And another set of the civil society actors will take support of the other paramilitary or the security force. This narrative has not changed at all. Why? And how can trust be built, Mr. Sapam?
Kartikeji, good evening. After a long time meeting you again.
It's a pleasure.
Namaskar ji. Firstly, the question you are asking about CSO, you mean from the same community or different community?
Different communities. Different communities. You had visuals of Mera Paibis going on to say that Assam Rifles, they have picked up the wrong people, and then you have Cookie saying that the Manipur police commandos cannot come here. They are biased towards. My question is, but they are biased towards us. My question is that the jointness is suffering in this whole thing. What should be done to improve that jointness?
Actually, what Mr. P.K. Mishra sir has said, that coordination is totally lacking as far as the operation is concerned. And one more thing which I would like to put across is, when we say Manipur police comprises of, Maitai, Pangal, then Nagas and Cookies. So how many Cookies are there that we do not know? So they are also Manipur police. They are on the other side of the fence. That is one thing. But sizable number of Manipur police is also there in the Cookies are also there in the Manipur police. That is one thing. But what happened is, when there is there's a lot of doubt in the minds of the public, because the order is not clear, and from the action which has been seen by different CSOs or by us also, there's always a question: what is happening around? Is this group, siding with the other group, or let's say, like I'm talking about paramilitary forces, sir. One paramilitary force is, taking side of the other, and this way, things are going on. And these things are basically, as to my understanding, it is because of purely lack of, command and control in the state. There's no coordination at all. There's no understanding between the forces. And if you see, in the Jiribam, class 2-3 days back, when the CRPF Jawan was killed, in that, Assam Rifle one Jawan is blocking the other one, and there was a big argument. There's no homogeneity in the command and control. Basically, there should be proper command, and everyone should be working
I know you are
together.
talking about that viral video. It was debated on social media. I chose not to take it, but it's not that it is hidden. It was very widely debated on social media, that video which went on to become a viral video. Very, very hotly contested. In fact, I read articles on it.
But these are very, it shows the command and control and how the government is functioning. I would say the government, I don't know, center as well as the state government, how they are functioning this in Manipur, I don't know. It's very difficult to say what is there in the mind, how they want to solve the problem. So far, I have not seen the Honorable Home Minister calling all the MLAs, elected MLAs to Delhi and they must talk it out. Various rounds of, dialogue should be there to finish the problem. As far as Jiribam is concerned, because it is a, very prime area like More. More is also again a very prime area. So it is a question of dominance in these two places, basically. Even it has come to Jiribam now, and it is not going to go away just like that.
Okay. Okay. Let me also go across to Khoirom Thoudang. Thank you so much for joining me on my show, making time. Journalists getting attacked. Anyway, Imphal Valley is suffering so much. You have very high prices. You have, because of often that the blockades which take place, the cooking gas price is high. The basic material does not reach them. So the people in the valley are really locked inside. But from the perspective of a writer, filmmaker, journalist, how do you see these developments which are taking place? I mean, so a journalist house was attacked. Bullets were fired.
This is a very, very unfortunate event, and you see people like a reported journalist like Mr. Loya has been attacked by the unknown armed miscreant, and so far no organization has claimed for the attack. So see, if Loya has written something wrong, if it's writing or if its statement has wrong, there are many ways to counter his statement. But coming and attacking directly at home is very unfortunate, and this is a threat not only to Loya but to an entire journalist community here in the state of Manipur, especially to us.
Absolutely. Mr. Mishra, I was reading an article. It says lopsided priorities. It's written by someone who has worked there. It says, unlike in Jammu and Kashmir, any attack was countered by large-scale combining operation involving all forces available on ground to flush out militants in Jiribam or elsewhere in Manipur. It was not so. Is it correct?
Absolutely, it is correct. That is what I told you earlier. This puppy cultivation is going on since last so many years. Now the weapons came from Myanmar, and we have more than 30,000 Myanmaris, and more or less they are all militants having weapons. Do you think it is not known to security forces? Even when Honorable Chief Minister, he could go and destroy 18,664 acres of cultivation poppies. That means it was going on, and they were getting quite easy money. Every year about 70,000 crores they used to get, and they spend it for only making violence. Jiribam, what has happened? Again, the coordination was not there, definitely. And the coordination is also not there in the borders, I can tell you, in Myanmar border. Coordination is not there at all, and a lot of gaps are there. And in fact, our poppy cultivation has to stop, the NRC has to be there, and in fact, the border fencing has to be immediately done, and by that time, BOP-wise deployment has to be done in Manipur-Myanmar border, otherwise you are losing time, and a lot of weapons have come in.
Okay, I'll come to the most contested question to you, Mr. Mishra, most contested question, but let me go across to Brijesh. And my question to you, you think about it, and this is for all the panelists. I want to know what are the historical reasons as to why most of the cookie organizations say that deploy Assam Rifles with us, and why do mighty organizations say that deploy Manipur commandos with us? I would like to know that from you. But Brijesh, one thing is very, very clear, that some sort of a larger rejig is required in context of security, something which we discussed in context of Jammu. Everyone said, then the editorial, and we were the first one to talk about that the movement of forces, because of the both borders becoming hot, it led to thinning down, and something which was being whispered, actually the editorials were written on it a month later.
Well, Karthike, if you go by what Mr. Mishra is saying, and if you go by other esteemed security analysts are saying, I mean, it is extremely alarming, and it is very worrisome, because till now, usually whenever you talk to official or whenever you talk to people in Assam Rifles or security experts related in day-to-day functioning of the entire security paraphernalia in Manipur, the impression which you get was that there was some degree of cohesion, there was some degree of coordination between the two. But the way the situation is unfolding one day at a time, where you everybody is talking about an absolute lack of coordination and absolute lack of distrust, not between Kuki and Maiti, but between Assam Rifle and other paramilitary forces, and also Manipur.
If you remember, I think 6 months ago, when I was doing the show, and you got those photographs in which the commandos were there, and then the Assam Rifle was there, and there was some sort of a logjam and heated discussion. You got those photographs?
Yes. See, the point is that that is one of the biggest problem, and I think, whenever you talk of a combined unified command structure, then I honestly don't know what the government is doing. Because if the government is not aware of this situation, which people like Mr. Mishra, who have served a considerable time in that place, or any other security officers there is bringing out here in the open, is the central government not aware of this? And I think, this is a disastrous recipe which we are hearing about.
You see, for me, these lone attacks are even more worrisome than the armed contact, because armed contacts can be geolocated. You can contain them, Brijesh. You can contain the area, but when you have those lone wolves attack, you really have a problem on your hands.
The purpose of this lone wolf attack is to intimidate, nothing more than that. And the thing is that this gentleman, this editor, is also related to Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, and N. Biren Singh was the editor of this magazine, paper, before 2001. So it is very clear, and there are also talks in the circle that that he was writing extremely critical articles and things like that.
Before I go back to Mr. Mishra, let me tell this to our audience. I am going to do a show in coming week as to the problems which the Imphal Valley is facing in terms of the food item. I will make a list of the food item and the price in which you can buy that food item in Calcutta and Delhi, and at the price you have to buy that food item in Imphal because of the problem. We will do a very people-centric show, and why, when these highways are blocked by these respected militias, the problem which common people have to face in the valley. Yes, the question to you is, Mr. Mishra, what is the social context of this proximity? Why has it evolved like that?
I can well tell you, it was just being discussed. They have that interest. If we think that a particular force is not cooperating, or people they do not like, or one particular party, they want a particular force, we have to see in a greater aspect that, national security, we have to think of national security. Why not? I'm telling you, why not give it to any other paramilitary force which will be which will be led by both the groups, the Maitis and so as also the
Okay,
Kuki.
I'm sorry I'm interjecting you.
I'm
sorry I'm interjecting you. I'll allow you to speak.
Yeah.
My counter question is, wouldn't that demoralize the force? Force में कुछ लोग खराब हो सकते हैं, कुछ individuals की गलती हो सकती है, but not the entire force. It's actually defending the entire border.
Exactly, that is what I'm telling you. But it should be a border guarding force. The other force, I do not know, they will take time to learn the border guarding. Let the border guarding should go to the border guarding force instead of any other force, so that the border can be guarded properly. And another thing, Manipur is having a security advisor. We are having a very senior security officer retired who is there as a security advisor. We are having a DG, Director General of Police. But why they are not, I don't know what is happening. Why the coordination is not there? The Assam Rifle senior officers are there, the CRPF senior officers are there. There is a security advisor to the government. He is also placed there. What has gone wrong? Why are we facing this problem? Why the coordination is not there? If I am telling, if a particular force is supporting a particular group, that is what has come. Now, people are telling it also. I am not telling that it's one or two are involved. A lot of people are involved. They have their own interest. Why not to give it to a border guarding force? To guard the border, and like that of, the internal security can be looked after by the internal security force for the time being, because that is the only alternative.
Wouldn't that demoralize the force? And my second question is,
no,
it's also like,
not.
It's like, okay, let me ask this question to you. It's like CRPF and BSF. You might have one or two bad apples. Let me be the devil's advocate here, sir.
Yes.
Let me be the devil's advocate here. There might be bad apples out there, but doesn't mean that, if something goes wrong, you don't say entire CRPF is bad. You don't say entire BSF is bad. You go down to the individuals, you go down to the problem, you go down to the platoon.
Yes. Yeah, that is what I tell Karthikeyan as a whole. You cannot give it to a force to guard a border. The border has to be guarded by experienced border guarding force. I am telling you, an experienced border guarding force, not others. The internal security duties definitely has to be given to the internal security forces which has been done by which has been made by Government of India. Let us have faith on them. And if there is a complaint against so many personnel of a particular force, we can definitely change.
Okay.
In fact, even in paramilitary forces also, the battalions have been changed.
Okay.
They are being changed after every 1 or 2 years or 3 years. So why not to have a change? What is the problem in that?
Okay, fair enough. Let me go across to Mr. Sapam. Mr. Sapam, if you would like to answer, add to what Mr. Mishra said, please do that. But I have an additional question to you. If you want to add to what Mr. Mishra?
Yeah, I did not listen. I could not hear what he said because there was a connection problem. So, actually, I did not know what he said. Just like.
Mr. Mishra was saying, he was suggesting that a new paramilitary should be deployed there. I think that was the sum in total. Rotation.
In this case, I would say that Manipur is Manipur has a very difficult terrain, mountainous and dense jungle. So for that, specially trained paramilitary forces will be required. And as Sir has said, I agree with him that the border has to be guarded properly, so that there is, so that people cannot go here and there. So FMR has to be very strictly followed, and then fencing should be done at the war footing if we have to solve the problem permanently. But as far as the firstly, I am from the army. Kartikeji, little clarification. I am from the army, Indian Army, but from Assam regiment. I was on deputation for 4 years with the Assam Rifles when I was a captain. That was the difference. But there is a lot of difference between army and air force. What you call army and the Assam Rifles. Well, as far as the border guarding is concerned, it could be any. I don't mind anything about that, but it should be at the border as such. It could be any force. Let's say BSF or CRP or jo bhi hai, Assam Rifle ho. But in between, in the gaps, let's say from the border till the plain area, there is a gap of around 100 kilometers or so. So those you require forces over there also. So BSF, the government of India has to think whether deployment should be when it has to be done judiciously, taking care of the type of operations they have to conduct. This is what I have to say, basically. And as he said, one thing I would like to ask question to everybody and even to you also, that the Biren government started war against drug, then fear, encroachment in the forest, and the three things which he started was, and then illegal immigration. Now, few months back in Kamjong district, in the Naga inhabited area in the northern side of Manipur, there was reported that around 5,500 refugees, Burmese, they had come over there. So it was counted and then kept properly. But what happened was, have you heard from, let's say, from area little north of More to, Firzol district bordering Mizoram? Have you heard any details about how many people have come? How many people have come illegally? I have no data about that. And that is actually basically hidden. So what I'm saying is that Churchandpur side and Firzol, then all these places, Chandel side and all, these are Kuki dominated area, but then there is no, illegal immigrant coming. No, there's no data available that side. So it is again a wonderful thing. So I don't know how many thousands could have come over there. That's right. This is also a matter of, I think, concern for everyone in that, because data available nahi hai, so we have to think it. In the Naga area, the people who have come across from that side, from Myanmar, they are more than the population of the village. It was very alarming. This was reported by the Nagas, basically. One of the villages also had reported this. As far as, since the border is open, and with the problems in Myanmar, one question to you is, is it difficult for weapon and ammunition to come to Manipur, in Churchandpur side, where the cookies are dominated? This is one question which I would like to ask the nation, basically. And as far as the looted weapon is concerned, which is again and again herb-borne, looted weapons are very few. I would say, and they have been recovered also. So if, this side is limited. In the valley, the number of weapons are counted and limited, and the ammunitions are also limited. But on the other side, weapon and the ammunitions are unlimited. And as far as the funding is concerned, PK sir has already mentioned that Poppy, that 70,000 was the budget which they used to get from Poppy. So these are things which we all Indians, we have to understand. This is what I would like to say. And as far as the valley is concerned, about this, what you call Khoirom Loyalapka, the case is concerned, I think it is basically a personal problem with some. He may be having different people, personal problem, not connected to the class as such. But then, since weapons are also roaming around the valley, so fighting and all these things, sometimes it's common. This is what I would like to keep it.
I think you made some very interesting and important points. But my second question was, why has violence shifted to Jiribam? In fact, the chief minister could not go, and people don't understand one thing. People are saying the chief minister could not go. They don't understand one thing, Mr. Sapam, that the soldier who died by a sniper shot.
One shot at the head.
One shot at the head. It was a sniper fire. And no police would expose, no security would expose its chief minister or any dignitary to any terrain where snipers are there. It was a sniper kill.
This I would like to, why it is shifted to Jiribam, I'll just submit it. Jiribam and the, what do you call, More, they are two important towns which the cookies can dominate. As far as in the northern side, that is Dimapur side, they cannot dominate because of the Naga population that side. But these two, they can dominate. More used to have a lot of what do you call, Naga villages also. After the clash in 1993 to 97, it continued. After that, not a single Naga village is there in More side. Completely cleansed. They all have shifted from there. Total dominance of More by cookies. And now after this clash, so Maitis are also not there. So the same thing is going to happen in Jiribam also, which we cannot understand. Now it is a hub, business hub basically. The first train service came to Jiribam actually, a long time back, and it's a hub basically. So having a control over Jiribam will have a lot of positive, elements on their side. That is why they shifted to this thing, and that they would not. I would say the government of India has, as I said. They have not called the MLAs, elected MLAs and all to Delhi collectively, and then sort it out, talk it out. And this I have not heard about. I have not heard any. I don't know whether it has been done clandestine or not, but I have not heard. But then these are required to be done. But then the problem prolongs. The problem which we are facing, it prolongs, and then a lot of things may happen subsequently which will be unwanted. And we are all Indians. We are all Indians. We are looking for striving for better life in the future. Let it be Kuki, let it be Naga or Manipur, Maitis. We are all striving to this thing. We must talk it out. We must, the center, since it has gone out of the state government, the center, under the leadership of Modi ji, they must plan and then negotiate and then talk it out.
Fair enough. Let me go across to Mr. Mishra. Sir, we in a brief conversation previously, we spoke about Jiribam.
Yeah.
Why Jiribam has exploded?
Yes, I can well tell you the Jiribam, because he was just telling about More. More you find completely dominated by cookies because More is absolutely connected to Tamu in opposite side Tamu in Myanmar, and a lot of they have a lot of uh, logistics, different type of logistics cookies can get from Tamu opposite side. Maybe that way I can tell you war logistics, violence logistics, and that also for economic purpose for getting the money, more money. There is another place in Manipur that is Jiribam. It is adjacent to Kachar, and you find all mighties have gone away from More. There are no mighties or no Nagas are there. Even in Tegnopal and Khonkhang area, you don't find anything. Similar thing is going to happen in Jiribam. They have already there is a force which uh, these people, particularly the cookies, they want to dominate so that the mighties totally they vacate that area, and in fact they will prosper. They will get maximum funds from Jiribam, and they will continue their violence in future. And that is how Jiribam is a very big place for as far as economy and funds are concerned and logistics are concerned. That is, and
But, there is also one thing. There is also one thing. All
Yes.
said and done, sir. Brijesh, just to bring you here in this, ultimately, even the trust of the cookies need to be won. I mean, so yes, you have a lot of infiltration in Manipur. There's no doubt about it. But then you have Indians who are cookies.
Well, Karthikeya, you have to understand one thing very clearly that, whenever you're talking about poppy cultivation, whenever you're talking about war against drugs and so on and so forth, you have to also realize that, the war against drugs generates, this drug business generates 70-80,000 crore rupees. So it is not like, you are generating 510,000 rupees, which you have to, divide between two people. Without the patronage of very, very powerful people and drug cartels, there is no way, you can unilaterally one person or one gang can decide that, that they are going to ship it out. So you have to have this, if there is a crackdown, the crackdown has to be very holistic and make sure that anybody and everybody who's involved is dealt with and dealt with severely. Second thing is that there can be no peace in Manipur if the cookies are not part of the peace process. You can assuage, you can mollify, you can cater to one person's or one ethnicity's need because you feel that, politically you need them more than you need cookies or other ethnicity. The fact of the matter is that it has to be holistic, and without it, you'll always have simmering, and the peace would be like a smoke screen. Every other day or every 2 days later, you'll see one dead or something happening, which will keep on disturbing the peace cycle per se. So it has to be holistic, irrespective of political inclination, affiliation, what you think of one ethnicity, what you don't think of one ethnicity. You cannot have a piecemeal approach to solving this problem in Manipur.
Absolutely, I don't disagree with you. Borun, you see, Manipur is culturally a very rich state, whether it comes to musical instruments, whether it comes to the artifacts. A lot of people don't know the sort of symposium which happens abroad. You are actually demonstrating the crafts of Manipur. They make a very strong component of it. I mean to say, in last 1.5 years, don't you think that art, films, culture, theatre, poetry, writing, everything has gone topsy-turvy?
Yeah, it's totally shattered, especially the film community, and all the whole has been shut down, and especially the artists. There's no other way, because for artists, they don't know any other job. They are not expert to any other work. So especially artists, and all the shutdown. So we're having a very hard time. Yeah, especially, and we have mentioned earlier that all the prices are skyrocketed. I just want to supplement Mr. P.K. Mishra. This GD and this national highway, this Jiribam and Kangpokpi side and More, these are the three lifelines of Manipur. So More is already dominated by the cookie side, in one way. And at the same time, this Kangpokpi side is again is already dominated. We can go further. So GD is the only lifeline that the people of Manipur, the Meiteis people can travel. But that's why this cookie militant, they are targeting so much in the Jiribam site. And because of this blockades, all the prices are skyrocketed, especially because of the blockade happening there in Jiribam side.
One quick
Yeah.
answer I'll take from Mr. Sapam and from Mr. Mishra.
Yeah.
Mr. Mishra, very quickly, do you think that the Sioux agreement should be kept or they should be done away with?
Sorry, your question again.
Should Sioux agreements be kept or done away with?
In fact, it should be done away with, definitely. And one thing I will add here: let the government call all these Kuki MLAs, 10 MLAs, including 10 Naga MLAs, and all the Bengal MLAs, come for a discussion, and also the community leaders, and that is the only solution. That's the only solution, and proper border guarding and stoppage of poppy cultivation.
Okay.
That will.
There is no doubt about it. We did a special show there on as to how much the poppy has been destroyed. Mr. Sapam, your opinion, should the Sioux agreements be kept or done away with?
In the beginning only, I had said the Kukia militants, they never had any encounter with any security forces. So when you are not having any conflict with the government, then where was the requirement of a Sioux?
So basically, you are saying that the Sioux agreement should be done away with. But to all my friends, we will be doing a special show as to how when the highways are blocked leading to Imphal, and I'm saying this, how the valley has to suffer and how the prices go up. There will be a special show on it soon. But yes, I will only end this conversation by saying, and I'll quote Brijesh, I don't think there can be any peace if we don't get cookies on board. Yes, there are problems, there are emotional issues, some hard decisions will be taken, should be taken by the government, but they also need to be taken on board, because we are talking not about people, persons or villages. We are talking about a substantial chunk of population in a substantial part of this country. So unless and until the other party comes on board, I don't think there can be any resolution or a return to a real normalcy.
Hey, careful, huh? My daddy got it from abroad. Hey, disaster!